Okay, you should have
Okay,
permission now.
hey, it started.
Yay! Okay, great.
Wonderful.
Wow, I'm glad we're like taking time to do this.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh. Would you like to introduce yourself first for
Yeah,
time to?
definitely. I can go first. So my name is Edgar Fabian Frias, or Edgar Fabian Frias. I'm a queer, non-binary, Latinx, Indigenous, Vidarica. I'm an artist. I'm a voodoo hekis. I'm a healer. I do energy work. I'm also an educator. I do all sorts of things. And I'm really honored to be here, to be invited to be a part of Temple TV, and to really, commune with the sacred transcestor space. So thank you so much for having me here, Ylva.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I'm so excited. I get a little nervous about when I know we're being recorded, so I feel like we're in front of a live audience.
Totally.
And for folks who maybe are new to the temple, I'm Ylva Radziszewski, and I'm so excited. I'm a temple tender, a high priestess to Hecate, a community witch mom, and artist, teacher, acupuncturist, herbalist. And I'm so excited to work with the transcestors and the queer ancestors with you, Edgar. And I'm so excited for what happens. We'll see.
Yeah, this is such a beautiful offering, and I feel like the transcestors have been so present, and it's really wonderful to bring them forward and to center them in our magical communities. I think that I'm really hoping folks resonate with this.
I think that they will. Well, maybe for starters, I will initiate a prayer and then call in some space, and then I'll pass that prayer to you. And so for folks, what we're doing, so you all know, is that we're invoking a transcestral communication portal and a queer ancestral communication portal. So our work today is going to be opening through this spell a portal that you can tap into anytime that you need it or want to connect to the transcestors or the queer ancestors. We're also going to, so this is a transmission. And so if you watch any further, you will be engaging a portal of transcestral and queer ancestral wisdom. And what we're also going to do is channel information and guidance and wisdom from the transcestors and the queer ancestors on behalf of community to kind of build energy for that communication portal. So for folks, what I also would recommend is that tapping into that energy, there will be a point at which you will feel, or we hope that you will feel connected to your own transcestors and your own queer ancestors. And you can pause the recording and sit in that liminal space and ask your own questions for as long as you need to, and then resume the recording, because then we'll bring you out of the trance space, and then we'll close the portal. So you'll want to finish the video. So pause it when you feel connected, and then communicate in the ways you do, and then resume so that you can go through a portal closing exercise.
Yes.
And we just are so grateful to the spirits of creation, the elements of earth and air, fire and water. We're grateful for the spirits of land and place where we find our bodies and where we exist and live and make magic. And where I am, I acknowledge that we're on occupied, unceded Duwamish and Coast Salish territory. And I pray that this work in speaking with the trans ancestors and the queer ancestors serve and benefit and uplift the Duwamish and Coast Salish and the ancestral spirits of this place, if this energy and prayer and magic is welcomed. And if not, then I ask that it be lifted to places where it can serve and be served in good ways for all of our relations. And we ask that if there are thoughts and energies, spirits or belief present that do not benefit our time together, that you be lifted and transported to places where you can serve and be served well outside of this place and time. And we ask in that space created for our higher selves to arrive, and for our transcestors and our queer ancestors and our ancestral spirits of culture and blood, if we are in good relation with those well ancestors, to be with us. We ask that our prayers be heard and be received by our heart and our altars for the benefit of all of our relations, however and wherever possible. A call to the Shovyani, the Sheptaka, the grandmothers and the wise keepers, those trans grandmothers and those queer grandmothers, and grandparents and guardian spirits who walk with us, and we ask that they be with us in good and sacred ways for the highest good of all. So it is.
Thank you so much. I'm going to light a little bit of sage to offer to the spirits, to the transcestors, to the queer ancestors, to all the grandparents. Thank you so much for that divine opening. I want to also just name and invoke that I am on unceded territory of the Osage, the Muskogee Creek people, and also I'm on the land of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. May this work be in the highest good of our communities. May this be in support of transmuting and commingling, co-creating all the divine energies that are a part of our beautiful webs. I'd like to invoke in the energy of the lineages that are connected to all of us, inviting in those who are in right relationship with us and who have our highest purpose in their heart and mind. I'd also like to name the sacred elements: air, fire, water, earth, and spirit, and thank them for being a part of this and for sustaining us and for helping us in these times. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank you for sharing this time and space with me.
Yes, same. Oh my gosh, I'm just feeling such a deep, deep appreciation and abundance here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Likewise. Well, maybe let's take a few moments to breathe into that space. And I feel the transcestors and the queer ancestors moving through. And one of the things I feel very strongly is they want to hold us, and I feel the hands of thousands of transcestors just like pressing onto my shoulders and moving down my arms and just like holding me in this embrace from behind and holding my elbows and my hands, and I feel them just pressing their hands into my face and the back of my head and my heart, and I feel that that embrace of the transcestors and the queer ancestors. And I really invite everyone to just let them, because we are ancestors. You know, we are our trans and queer ancestors. Our bodies are the ancestral body. And so we can remember their embrace by holding our own body, by touching our body and letting that transmission just come in a good way for the well transcestors and queer ancestors. And just allowing that embrace to fill you with sovereignty and the magic that is needed for your body right now, the magic that is needed for your mind and your spirit and your altar right now, whether it's the magic to grieve or the magic to celebrate or the magic to rest or the magic to rage or the magic to love. Whatever that magic is, just let that trans queer magic of the ancestors fill your body. And as it does, allow your sovereignty to restore itself in the altar at your center. And I see the transcestors and the queer ancestors placing a beautiful silver bowl in front of me. And they're asking me to breathe any doubt or uncertainty, any grief or pain into that silver bowl. as they hold us and fill us up. And this is something that you can do for the duration of this prayer. Just as the questions are coming up, I feel like this is a way that they're showing us how they can empower us and help us to release that transcestral and ancestral, that queer ancestral intergenerational pain and trauma, to clear it so future generations and present generations don't have to work so hard to transmute it, and our bodies can rest.
And I'm definitely hearing their deep invitation for us to send this magic through all the timelines to really heal the ways that there have been lineages that have been broken, but they are healing. The divine mycelial webs and the underworlds are really working to create some beautiful repairs. So casting all that grief, all that pain, all the loss that we have into this divine silver bowl as we allow these repairs to happen across time and space. Sending love through our own personal timelines to our past, to our present, and our future selves.
Receive that spaciousness. We're just asking if there's any guidance that wants to come through from the transcestors and the queer ancestors to unfold from within us, from around us, across these timelines. And allow that unfolding to gently rise. And so for folks who are experiencing this portal recording, you can pause and allow that wisdom to move through you. And then Edgar and I are going to speak from that ancestral place for collective wisdom.
Yes. I'm definitely getting visions of the transcestors, queer ancestors bringing forward these beautiful bouquets of flowers. They're offering us some love, some care, some tenderness. They're asking us to really be open to receive this care, this gentleness from the earth.
I feel the petals kind of like wrapping up from all directions. Irises and roses and
yes. Some beautiful carnations.
Yeah.
Allow those flowers to just surround your energy body, your physical body, all the energy fields that surround you. Know that there are waves and waves of love and care coming from you and to you from these beautiful transcestors that are so happy to be able to connect today with us.
Yeah. I hear the transcestors telling me that we can let the dead go. We can release the dead. We can let the dead be held in their arms. And we can open prayers in our heart for their safe passage. And we can open prayers on our altar for the beacon of their work and their lives, to reach out to future generations, to awaken and to inspire safety and love in future generations, as well as our present incarnations. But I just hear them so strongly lifting prayers, for the dead and for those taken from us. And they want so badly for joy and love and life to fill us in our grief. We can have both. We can have grief and we can have joy. Yes. And they really want to be that space for us. They want us to be that space in between.
Yes. And as we honor those that are being lifted, and as we send them love and care, and we send them these also feelings of touch, of connection, of being with community, of being a part of a web of life and love. We also send this to all the transcestors and to all the queer ancestors that did not receive a proper burial, that did not receive a proper holding of love and prayer. We send that all through the timelines, really healing the wounds of grief.
Yeah.
Filling us with this divine, non-binary flow of emotion that we can really flow in between, really be with our divine bodies as they move through these waves that are moving through us, as we are allowing these precious souls to leave with our blessing, with our love.
Even the past iterations of ourselves, the ancestral aspects of self, you know, the things that we've done to survive, the things that we've done out of spite, the things that we've done out of confusion or desperation or doubt or uncertainty, the things that we've done to discover ourselves and to reinvent and rediscover ourselves, our amphibia, you know, our transmutive nature, that let that fill us up in those spaces where those ancestral selves can be released. We can let them go. We can release the cords. We can unbind ourselves from, you know, past expectations and false expressions and false belief systems, and just let that amphibia, that beautiful transmutative energy rise in us, that liminality.
I'm getting filled with so much joy, and I'm feeling creative energy. The transcestors are sending us this divine blessing of their powerful creative spirit, that life force that just moves through us in the way that we are constantly adapting and mutating, and that we have that gift. We have that gift of having that divine spark within. So feel that spark. It is within you. Your transcestors are sending that forward. Oh my God, X.
When I pulled a card to help like center this feeling, I pulled the universe in the major arcana, the completion, the 21. So that's something that folks can put on their altar as well. the queerest card.
Yes.
Completion. Wow, that's beautiful.
Oh my gosh. I'm like feeling like such beautiful vibration around my body. I'm feeling these like beautiful petals and like wings that are just like fluttering around. I feel the visitation by the fairies and the fae. They are so grateful for this divine transcestral communion and this field that's open right now.
My skin is I feel like my pores are just like opening and closing. Just so much energy pulsing through, like a little toad.
Yes. Yes, I definitely, there's like transmissions moving through. I feel them. This field is so fertile. And, you know, as I pull a card, I come forward with the Divine Magician card.
Wow. Yeah.
Another sacred queer being, another sacred, powerful being that is here to support, here to remind us again of our beautiful bounties, the blessings that we have, that we are inheriting, that are a part of our shared herstories, transtories, and also of our beautiful inner will and our inner power, and how much we are able to hold each other now at a distance, how we are connected beyond these physicalities. I'm still feeling those beautiful, like, embraces. I'm still feeling those embraces and feeling like this really deep reminder of our closeness.
Mm-hmm. Our closeness, our interconnectedness.
Yes.
I feel really called to rituals of remembering, as a way of realigning ourselves to context. And what I see the ancestors showing me is my timeline, my experience, my lived experience is opening up, and I'm remembering across a timeline all these moments of resilience where queer magic and trans magic saved me and held me up, whether I knew it was happening or not. And I just feel kind of blasted for a second. It's wide open because I'm realizing that our transcestors and our queer ancestors have always been with us, and we've never not known us, and we've never not known them. And so I just hear them saying, and they show me through this timeline, a ritual that we can all do to remember the queer and trans power inside of us is to maybe map our timeline, map our lived experience of moments that changed us, that maybe we felt broken or unsupported, and or maybe where we felt super supported and super loved, or maybe even moments that nothing was happening, where we were just being held in a neutral space. But mapping those out either in your mind or in your meditations or in your art, and allowing the queer and trans ancestors to demonstrate for you how they have always held us. I also feel this timeline stacking back generations, back and back and back, again on this mycelia, this interconnection, all these webs of transcestors and ancestors. They're showing shared experiences. They're saying, oh, this is a queer initiation, this is a trans initiation. You know, maybe we didn't have the rites of passages of normative culture, or that are valued by normative culture, but many of us have had trans and queer initiations that our ancestors are like, we held you through this. This is the initiation portal. This is the transmission. This is the healing. This is the, you know, it's in my body. And so I invite folks to spend time with that if that's something you're called to.
Oh my gosh. I gotten so emotional just hearing you talk about this, just because I feel that so profoundly, the way that we're being constantly guided and cared for and looked after, and how that is such deep magic to invite the transcestors to help you look through your timeline. And I'm really also wanting to invoke and move this energy into this field that we have here, to say we are also those ancestors, those transcestors that are going to be offering that beautiful node to connect back into the mycelial web. We're bringing all of us back into that web. We're never alone. We are always a part of that divine web. We will always find one another. We will always receive support when we need it. We are never alone. We are always cared for.
We are a generation of reconnection and remembering.
Yes. Yes. I heard like a rejoicing from the ancestors as you said that. We're so happy to have us turn towards them and to remember who we are and who they are. And they bring forward the cave. They're wanting us to know that it is safe to move within.
Yes.
It is safe to move into the void. It is safe to open up your powerful divinatory capacities, to channel, to imagine, to dream, to heal, to grow, to transform, to mutate. You always have a place that you can enter. You can always move into that powerful void. The void is present with us. Praise Goddess.
Thank you. I feel that. I feel that cave and that liminal void as a fulcrum inside of my altar, in my chest, just like this beautiful, like we're, it's that space in between all of these just different tectonic plates inside of my history. And that web, that connection at any point of transit, of initiation, of fissure and healing and scar. All those scars are places of that void. Those are all, that's the mouth of the cave. Those emotional scars, those physical scars, those spiritual wounds, those moments of rejoicing, those moments of reconciliation, of healing. You know, these are all, all of those places are the mouth of the cave. And so we can turn to all of those places and listen or observe and enter into that ancestral respite, that ancestral sanctuary.
Yeah. And that's also the deep knowing, the deep remembering, is remembering all those fissures, all those scars, sending all those powerful ways that we've been connected, sending all those, our love, our care. And even if you need to transmute anything that you've learned about them, send them love and honor for this powerful work that they've been doing, and to all the liminal beings that have been holding us together. Send them all love and care for constantly keeping our webs alive and thriving and communicating.
Yes. And taking a few breaths in, I feel like we should probably bring our portal to a close. And if folks want to remain in this portal space, this could be another really good time to pause and just sit with your own transcestral and queer ancestral wisdom, your own ancestral self, the wisdom from your own ancestral self. And when you're ready, you can resume the video, because we're going to go into a closing of this portal. And one of the things I want to offer in closing here is I pulled from the Living Altar Oracle deck the Ancestor card. When I was thinking about the ancestors, the trans and queer ancestors. And so they're with us. They're with us.
Wow. Loud and clear. Thank you.
Loud and clear.
Ancestors.
Would you like to start to bring us back out of this portal?
Yes, I would love to. So taking a moment to really allow yourself to return to your body, to your breath, bringing some caring, open, loving attention to yourself. Taking a few deep breaths. Giving yourself some gratitude for allowing your body, your spirit, your heart, your mind, your eyes, your hands, all of yourselves to be open to this powerful transcestor portal. Thanking all the guides and the transcestors, the queer ancestors who have been present here with us, giving them our love and letting them know that we are forever connected, and that we will be turning to them, we will be offering them our love, we will be naming them in our ceremonies. We will be opening up these lines, and that we love being in relationship with them. Thank you, transcestors and queer ancestors. And I'd like for us to start to imagine that our energy body starts to gently say goodbye to all of these beautiful beings, these sacred transcestors, allowing them to return to their homes, bidding farewell. Imagining that your own energy field, your body's aura, that it starts to shimmer and vibrate with beautiful incandescent colors as you integrate all of this awareness, all of this knowing, all of this love and care, nurturance that we've just received. Thank you to the elements, to the guides of the elements, to the powers of the elements for being present with us. Taking a moment to really let yourself return back to the body. And if you feel called to, you can say any personal kind of affirmations here. Do any sigils or symbols that help you close off this energy. Trusting that you can always return back to this sacred field. As you return back to your beautiful, powerful, organic body.
And imagining that the echoing of the heartbeat of the ancestors is surrounding this silver bowl into which we poured all of our grief and energy that can be released as the ancestors, our queer and trans ancestors and guiding spirits lift this portal and close this work. We ask that their heartbeat gather what we have been releasing into a transmutation that feeds the transcestors and the queer ancestors in their constant, vigilant, dedicated support of us and all of our generations to come. And as this heartbeat echoes through this bowl and transmutes this energy into supportive, nurturing energy and gratitude for our transcestors and our queer ancestors, we ask that they lift this silver bowl up into the larger heart of the transcestral and queer ancestral energy field so they can receive this nourishment of transmuted energy, knowing that we are safe and connected, allowing any cords that were cut to be held in the power and nourishment that was just offered us through this meditation and through this journey through the ancestral portal. You can place your hands on any places on your body that might be tender from the releasing of energy and the cutting of cords. On your mind, on your head, in case there were any thought forms or belief systems or false ideals that were released from you. Allow the ancestors, that echoing heartbeat, to be a salve, that nourishing energy to be replenishing inside of you. And as we close, I welcome you to hold your body gently, remembering that your hands are also the hands of the transcestors and the queer ancestors. And if you are ever feeling alone or unconnected, that you can invoke the memory of their heartbeat in your hands, and you can hold your own body with the pulsating love of our transcestors and queer ancestors. Let them hold your face in their hands. Let them hold your body. Let them hold your hands. And just remembering that there are thousands, that there are echoing layers of transcestors and queer ancestors before you, behind you, to the left of you and to the right of you, and all around you, above and below and within you. This echoing heartbeat of the transcestral and ancestral nourishing force is you. You are this echoing heartbeat of the transcestor and the queer ancestral field. We thank the elements and the spirits who gave us space, the spirits who arrived in this place and time. May all return back to their place in the order of things as we return to our bodies in this present moment with gratitude. We release this work. May it transmute and nourish all of our relations in good and meaningful ways. So it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.